When you hear the word psychopath, what comes to mind? Most people may think of psychopaths from movies, such as Norman Bates from Psycho, or maybe Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs. Or maybe you think more realistically and think of serial killers, such as Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy, who killed mass amounts of people. But what if I told you these people are not your average psychopaths? Confusing, right? To get a better understanding, let's take a look at the history of this disorder. It began in the 1800s, when doctors working with mental patients noticed some patients appeared outwardly normal but had moral depravities or were morally insane. This means they lacked a sense of ethics or sense of rights for other people. Another way of looking at things is by taking a look at the definition of the word psychopath. The word psychopathy comes from psych, meaning soul or mind, and pathy, meaning suffering and disease. However, this term wasn't used until the 1900s and was given to basically anyone who had a mental disorder. Most psychopaths display similar characteristics. They are irresponsible and often blame others for their mistakes. They have shallow emotions and don't easily display shame, love, guilt, or embarrassment. They use insincere speech and often are pathological liars. They cannot plan for the future and have unrealistic long-term goals. They are prone to violence due to their low tolerance for frustration. They are uncaring and lack empathy. They are often overconfident. And lastly, they are selfish, which explains their incapability to love. Some researchers separate psychopaths into two categories: primary and secondary. Primary psychopaths display antisocial behavior due to biological characteristics that occur in infancy. These types of people are unable to form attachments with others. These lack of attachments make harming others easier for primary psychopaths. General characteristics include aggression, fearlessness, and a need for dominance. Secondary psychopaths, on the other hand, get their antisocial behavior from environmental forces after infancy. These people are capable of forming attachments. Some general characteristics of secondary psychopaths include a hot temper, they are stimulus seekers, they are impulsive, and they are irresponsible. Here are some common misconceptions about psychopaths. 1. Psychopaths are insane. These people do not hear voices or experience hallucinations. 2. All mass murderers are psychopaths. Most mass murderers are suffering from psychosis, a mental disorder. 3. All psychopaths are violent. It's a high risk, but not a guarantee. 4. Prisons are full of psychopaths. In fact, only 20 to 25% of inmates are psychopaths. So what is the truth about this disorder? Only 3% of men and 1% of women have antisocial personality disorder. And only 1% of the total population are truly psychopaths. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you have gained a better understanding of the Not So Savage Psychopath.
Created using Powtoon.